A local author is doing what she can to help you be the leader you can be. Dr. Shanda Gore is here with us this afternoon to talk more about her book and how it may be able to help you out. The Pin Leader Path. Welcome. I'm glad you're with us today to talk about your new book. First of all, it's coming out. It's been sold on pre-release. What's the situation with that, Shanda?
Well, so far, I'm excited to report I can say I'm a best-selling author because we are best-selling in #1 in a category of HR and personnel, and so we're very excited about that. And we didn't expect it to happen so fast.
It's on Amazon?
It's on Amazon, it's at Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, and local distributors too.
So the Pin Leader Path, it's a book about helping guide people who want to learn to be effective leaders, basically, whether you're up and coming or you're already there. It's probably for everyone who is in any responsibility position. Talk about what the Pin Leader is.
So the PIN, it was a concept that came up, and again, I've been working on this for 20 years, but it's very clear that there's 3 major attributes to effective leaders, and those that are sharp, who have the experience and the education to move forward and lead, and then having a pathway, a strength, a straightforward understanding of like where we're going and the ability to pivot when you need to. Change happens, and to be able to effectively do that. And that last one is having that strength of character. You know, people want to be led by people they can trust. And so if you can have that kind of conversation with someone and being as transparent, as honest as possible about what changes might need to happen, people have that's a good culture to have. And so those have been the most effective leaders.
I think also if you're a leader, you want input from other people. Your subordinates, you ask them their opinion, you make them feel a part of the decision so that they feel a part of the process and they become more invested. How important is that?
You know, there's nothing more than hiring great staff, excellent staff, and then knowing that you can rely on them. The most effective leaders are those that do listen to those they've hired. You know, that's a waste if you're hiring individuals and you're only using only yourself to make those determinations and decisions. Well, you have a whole staff that you've hired. You know, that goes into more of a micromanaging, and you don't want to have that happen. You know, effective leaders utilize, and they take care of themselves, and they utilize their staff's knowledge and experience and trust them to do the job.
If you're new in such a profession and you want to learn to be a leader, this is good advice on how to get there. But you have to teach yourself, force yourself to be assertive, because you can't be wishy-washy. You've got to be decisive and be out there. You don't have to be a type A personality, but you at least know what you're talking about and feel free to explain your opinions and perspectives.
I think that comes down to that strategic plan. I've coached for a number of years, and this is, again, 2 decades of really a lot of work in working with effective leaders. And those that have plans, it's maybe in their heads, but they've got to get it down where they can actually share it with their teams, and their teams understand what's going on. That's critically important, because how can you lead if you don't know where you're going? You know, you don't have a roadmap to where you're going. You're just wandering, and that's not effective leadership either. So good cultures have good plans.
Every industry is different, but now in the book you share kind of how to include AI.
Yes.
That has taken our world, our society in a whole new direction, and there are no answers yet. We're learning as we go. How do you see this going?
So every day, and this is why this last year has really been a pivotal part of the book, because AI is one of those intelligence. There's emotional intelligence, which a lot of people talk about, interpersonal, interacting with one another, and that self-awareness that you just mentioned about knowing yourself. But there's also AI. How can you build in AI intelligence to help you do your job better? And then understanding it can be part of your team and potentially be a leader down the road.
AI?
AI can be a leader. And it's a reluctant leader. So if I did a lot of research with working with AI and even asking itself, you know, are you a leader? Do you consider yourself a leader? And sometimes it would say, well, no, I'm not a leader. But I can help with the concept. I can help with guiding a team it will make remarks like that. And while guiding a team is like leadership.
Are we safer in maybe keeping AI out for answering questions, facts, things like that, or getting a different way of saying thing, like a thesaurus, as opposed to relying on them to guide your personality and how you conduct yourself? That's a dangerous, I mean, this is nothing new, but like, that's a dangerous path.
Well, I think that it's a tool, and I think with anybody, think of it if you're hiring someone on your staff. Would you turn over the responsibility of writing the strategic plan for your entire organization to the new person on the staff? No. You're using AI to help with questions. I think that the source is a great example, word choices, but you have to know that you're still ultimately responsible for whatever it produces. So if it produces something, like maybe it writes your email, ultimately, if you send it out, it's still your role and responsibility to make sure that that is under your tone, and you're responsible for the content in it. So you can't really turn everything over to AI.
But a lot of times, sometimes if you're making a strategic plan, you have to do a lot of studying, a lot of thinking, a lot of analyzing, and in itself, you are learning something and bettering yourself without the benefit of AI.
That's true. That's
We
so
have
true.
about 30 seconds left. I want to make sure we mention you have a book signing tomorrow. Finch and Fern, they do a great job in Sylvania about bringing out new authors, up-and-coming authors, interesting books locally, and helping the local environment here for trying to get these books forward. So you're going to be
it's
there.
right there.
You can come out and meet the doctor right here.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. And there's a number, if you go to shandagore.com, there's a number of upcoming events, including Barnes & Noble signings too.
Well, best of luck to you, Shanda.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Dr. Gore on how to be a great leader.